Hey guys, welcome back to Max Soulstorm for Unification. We are nearly finished with the coverage of the group stages of the UGL. Today is the second to last match in Group F. You can see the bracket here. It is Der Gnome versus Vrakuzz. It's the losers round, and the winner of the two will meet Connor Brett in the final round and has a chance to advance. The loser of the game today will be out of the tournament. From what I have seen so far, I would give Gnome the edge here. Vrakuzz, no offense, showed let's put it that way, the worst performance. Like the other guys were better than him in the matches I've seen so far. But yeah, maybe this there will be an offset or anything. Here are the draft. Der Gnome banned Elder and Mechanicus. Vrakuzz banned Black Templars and Thousand Suns. Picks for the Gnome are Orcs, so he probably... No, he did not have the first pick. So interesting, but yeah, he picked Orcs, Imperial Guard and Sisters of Battle, whereas Vrakuzz picked Tau Empire, Steel Legion and Space Marines. We now head into the first game, which is always on Tranquility's end in Group F, so let's see what factions the guys picked for it. And here we are in the first game on Tranquility's end. On the southern side we have playing Orcs, it's Der Gnome. On the northern side, playing Space Marines, it is Vrakuzz, the butt sniffer. Apologies, I always pronounced it Vrakuzz, but it's Vrakuzz. The butt sniffer, he goes for 2 scouts and a chapel barracks opener, depends. Let's see if he adds a generator. Yeah, he should get a second servitor, that's good. And now the question is if he goes a generator or something. Oh, we have this win condition online that tells you, lets you learn something. It's the word of the Emperor, I think. And for Der Gnome, we have the standard opener so far. Let's see. Okay, he still goes for the unoptimal Big Mac opener with only 3 Slugger Boys. It's not unoptimal, it's the 3 Slugger Boy opener. But the problem is that his Gretchens were too fast. Or is he going to put a cheeky little mine somewhere? Other than that, this is unoptimal to have the builders so early. You normally want to have 3 Slugger Boys and then the second builder squad. But let's see what he makes out of it. I would assume the only thing that would be good would be a minefield somewhere. Other than that, there's no real reason to go for it. Like this, yeah, you can scout, but surprise, there are scouts out. So not sure what the plan with this is. He caps all his points. The 3rd Slugger Boy will then probably go over to capture the relic. Interesting enough, it shows that it's going to be kept. This may be... Are these scouts trying to cap this? This is would be probably not the best idea. Vrakuzz has his points in the base and only 1 point outside. His scouts for some reason did not cap the left side. They went out for a walk, which is also not optimal. You want to have your points first before you move out of the map. From the barracks we have now a Force Commander, so he has still a lot of resources. He should either upgrade his listening post or get Space Marines, preferably the latter, because you want some fighting spots. You will not win against something like the Big Mac with only scouts. Even the Force Commander will probably lose in melee against the Big Mac, especially with Slugger support. And that's 3 Sluggers, so he is all the while also capping in his main base. That's why you have 3 Sluggers, not only 2. 2 Sluggers will not be too much enough. I think you can go into melee against the Force Commander. The Force Commander will stun you sometimes, but I think, especially now in the protective fire of this listening post, it is only an LP1, but still, let's see how this goes. Depends, the Force Commander has a stun chance, so I think, yeah, but he can always just teleport out, which he should probably now do. Okay, the Force Commander cannot catch up really, but yeah, so some health traded over here. Some scouts not being microed will get chopped to pieces by these Slugger Boys. Okay, they lose morale, that's the saving grace for them. Other than that, they are superior in melee compared to the scouts. The scouts are good in range actually. You would be surprised how good they are, especially on some standard infantry. That is the Slugger Boys over here. But the Big Mac is coming in, but there's also now some Space Marine squads, so this can be an interesting fight over here. Space Marines getting reinforced a bit. But yeah, the biggest problem is this point and this point. So his economy should be really low. Yeah, 62 and 10 and to 80 and 10. And he's now getting the shooter boys later. Okay, interesting choice. Has one war banner, so he should drop the pile of guns, maybe here or here to fortify his position. Or put it in the base if you want to be secure, but a pile of guns would be the natural transition now. Pile of guns and a second war banner to get the heavy boys armor, so you have increased health on all your squads. That's what you want. He's upgrading his listening post and getting now a pile of guns. Very good, very good. A little slowdown now. Now he's actually getting his points. Still missing the one in his base, just standing around with the scouts. These scouts should do what they are obliged to, what their job is, and is capping points. And this relic is absolutely needs to be kept. There is no way about it. The heavy bolter turret is also not the best position if you want to have a defensive turret. You normally want to have it behind the listening post, because the listening post, look at the health, 2000 and only 900. So the turret should always be behind the listening post, maybe in this position. Or if you want to have it more aggressive, you could put it here, so it's in range of the listening post, helping you, or at least helps you defend. Or in this position even if you want to go for the relic, but this position is not very optimal. The best turret in my book on this map defensively is here, because it lets you defend this and this, so maybe even here. So these are shooters with big shooters now, yes, and I hope Heavy Boy's armor is about to go off. Okay, goes for the more Dakar research, which is unoptimal. The Dakar increases all ranged fire from the orcs, including the sluggers, I think, from the slugger boys. And interestingly enough, also from their turrets on their buildings, which is something I'm not sure if you know, but if you want to have your buildings more shooty, get a more Dakar research. But it takes too long. He could have already started and maybe even finished Heavy Boy's armor, and Heavy Boy's armor is what you really want. You can skip the Dakar research, and I mean, there's a build where you only go sluggers and use them in range stance, then you get the more Dakar research, get the knob leaders on all of them. The knob leader has very surprisingly high range damage as well, because I think the sluggers and shooters have the same knob leader in the end. So you can use like Storm Boys and Slugger Boys in ranged if you get a more Dakar research. But if you go for shooters with what I call shooter boys with big shooters, you want to have the armor upgrade and later on the more blast year research. But enough of me talking about strategies. This is still only one Space Marine squad, and there's a hell of a lot of resources for Mr. Gnome here. He really needs to spend his stuff getting. Yes, he has the Storm Boys, I think, out and about. Where are they? Ah, right in the midst over here, so need to reinforce them. He has the resources for them. He's probably not reinforcing them. No, you really want to reinforce them, yes. And you want to get another war banner, and you want to upgrade all your points. And that's already done, apart from this one, adding 2 war banners now as he's a little behind. This will bring him to tier 2 territory, where he could either go for knobs or okay, that's an interesting research for tier 1. You want to have the plasma pistol, not the sword. Doesn't benefit you because you want to fight in rage combat. It benefits your sergeants, but you're not in tier 2 yet, so there's no real need for this upgrade. Sorry, I digress. Now that he's tier 2, getting finally the Heavy Boy armor research, and can now get I wouldn't go for more shooters. I would say go for tank busters or knobs. Knobs in this situation, just put one squad of knobs, a Big Mac attached to them, so they get some health regeneration from the mob bonus, and then just move to victory. That's something I like. Scouts with flamers actually breaking the morale. If you have enough orcs in vicinity, they are morale immune, so the flamers will do nothing. So let's say if the shooters would be in this area, they can deal a lot of stuff. And he actually, is it planned or not planned, uses the Storm Boys in range. I think it wasn't planned, but still. The Modaka research was benefiting over here, and now you see the Force Commander having the Thunder Hammer because of the upgrade he did earlier. But yeah, a lot of dead Space Marines, some dead orcs as well, but the economy is way in favor for the orcs. It's normally how they want to play. They are very blue money hungry and bleed a lot of models in their combats, but they can be yeah, the unending tide that they want to be. But this is also now tier 2 against tier 1. As I said, a singular squad of knobs would be quite big here. He should also go for the upgrade, should have gone for the upgrade in the boys hut. The custom gadgets, I think it's called, giving your troops range damage resistance and lets you stun vehicles. For this fight, the first bonus is the most important. But yeah, there are now scouts, scouts with snipers, not snipers with scouts. Depends who holds who, I guess. But yeah, these flamers are just dead in the water. I think these are, how much does the flamer cost? 40 and 10, so this is quite the thing. And he's still not tier 2, I guess. Yeah, getting now all the tier 1 upgrades. And yeah, I don't see him. Look at the economy. The economy for orcs is basically double. And getting now tank busters and custom gadgets. Needs to get the tank buster infiltration as well. So they can just stand next to enemy listening posts and be killed. There's now a turret, so the turret will detect, but still. Getting now the custom gadgets. Very good, very good. More power because he wants to add a vehicle. Could be a, depending on what he wants to go, it could be a, what they called, war track or war truck. It doesn't really matter in that. If he is really good with micro, he can for a war truck, and then he would also want to have the more blaster research because it's, I think it doubles or triples the damage of big shooters. So this would be a thing. Yeah, he needs more orcs in this vicinity. There's, if there are more orcs, they are unbreakable. I think it needs to be 15 orc pop. You have here 8 and 3 is 11, 14. Yeah, if they're all close, I think, or was 25? It was something with a 5. Goes for the war track now. War track could go for the heavy ball, the big shooter. Okay, goes for the bomb chugger. So there's the thing. If he goes for the big shooter, he really wants to have the more blaster research. But now that you have the bomb chugger, which will replace his missile launcher, it was changed in Unification from the vanilla, as it was normally meant to be an exchangement weapon in the code. It was an oversight from the developers. It got buffed in damage a bit to be yeah, that it's really worth the replacement. Most people wouldn't go for it because, or would be in vanilla, it would be no-brainer to get for it because it would not replace the missile launcher, so we would always go for it. Now you have to have a trade-off, so the bomb chugger got increased in capability a bit to make up for it. That's a 6.9 change, I think. What is he going for? Come on. Big Mac and more shooters. Give me some knobs, please. You're going tier 1 squads, although you're tier 2. That's not a good playstyle. I mean, the war track is good, and you have like the whole map of resources. You could, I don't know. Where are your tank busters? These tank busters are not useful against infantry. You could have the unit card, vehicle building aircraft. These are infantry. So your tank busters should stand right here, killing this listening post, or right here, killing this listening post, or standing even back in the base, killing this generator. Give them infiltration, move them to the base, and that's how you use them. You're not using them in the main fight. That's not how you would use them in this situation. They have good disruption, but they are, yeah. I've seen so many players getting like tank busters in their main army when they get no benefits from it. So that's something. Okay, in the end it was a take and hold victory. I actually wasn't paying too much attention. This force commander's really angry about take and hold victory. He really wanted to smack this tank buster in the head. But okay, this is a 1-0 for the gnome. So Vrakuzz can choose the next map. Let's see what it is and what factions they pick. And here we are on Blood River. On the southern side, playing Imperial Guard, it is der Gnome. On the northern side, playing Steel Legion, it is Vrakuzz, the Butt Sniffer. Vrakuzz is a little late, it goes for the ammunition bunker, so it maybe go for horses. Horses is one opener you can go, or Legionnaires with grenade launchers, a cheeky tier 2 rush, or a offensive turret will probably not work because you have the command squad which can also detect. Der Gnome opens with the standard opener prioritizing tech priest, so maybe he wants to put a defensive turret up after this infantry command. That's a benefit if you go for the builder first. Getting 2 guardsmen And yeah, basically the more or less standard opener. As I said, he could go for a defensive turret now that he has his builders just standing around. But maybe he just wants to build his listening post pretty fast. Getting one Legionnaire still, getting squad cap increase. You do not get the squad cap increase, you do not need it. You have like Rough Riders cost like 3, I think. Yeah, you go 2 Rough Riders, this is not needed. This is 100 requisition he does not have for building up this listening post over here. This will delay his economy by quite a lot. He cannot reinforce these horses because of that, he cannot build a listening post because of that. And yeah, you need to also use them in range. The command sword can happily go in melee with those fellows. That's not a big deal. Even goes for a turret. Again, the positioning from those guys. This turret is too out on the front. You want to have it behind listening post. So a turret over here or on this map. I mean, you have your buildings that always protect your stuff. So on this map, I've seen turrets like in the position where this infantry command is, or on the way to the right side, maybe here or here, to have a little leeway to go for the relic. I mean, if you put it here or here, it has this arc which is forms with the relic later on. So this could be a thing. But these horses normally want to go aggressive already. These are just legionnaires without grenade launchers. He has not kept even his final point over here. So this is already not the best showing again for capping orders and build orders. He's probably improvising a bit. You do not want to improvise your build orders. This most of the times goes badly. You want to have a few build orders you can do more or less blindly, and yeah, that's how you roll normally. In this tournament, I found myself in the need of improvising 1 or 2 times myself, and it almost always went really bad because when you're in the midst of fighting, that's a psychological thing. If you're in the midst of fighting and you're busy fighting and doing stuff, you cannot think logical enough to make good decisions, like basic decisions on what the capping order is or what units I want to get. The logical thinking you can do before a match, or should do before a match, so your mind is free in the match, and you also have, it makes your whole overall game a lot better. If you have some build orders practice, you can practice them even against the AI, just the first few buildings, first few things, because then you would notice that you would not really need this this upgrade and could have gotten the listen burst. That's something you can even see when you're playing against the AI. That's how I develop my build orders in my guides. I play against the AI like 2 or 3 times. If the opener isn't good, I just restart the match and start again until it feels good. And there's GG's called. And probably has still, yeah, okay, there you go. Very fast second match, and yeah, it was basically pretty much a build order mistake from Vrakuzz. You do not want to have the ammunition bunker, and if you go for horses, you normally also do not want to have the legionnaire, because you want to have the resources to reinforce your horses, and most importantly, you want to use your horses in ranged combat. The ranged damage from these horses are very good against light buildings, that is turrets, that is listening posts, that is generators, and they're also very good morale damage against all infantry, so you can mince these guardsmen really good. So for example, you could have, this point was not captured or what decapped. If you park 2 horses here, this point can never be captured. If you park your horses here before this listening post, before this heavy bolters up, you could deny this post. So there's a lot of ways to abuse it. Then the gnome would need to either run back and forth with his command squad, or make the better move would be to go offensive, because you only have legionnaires to cap. But yeah, pioneers, yeah, would be the weak link in this situation. But yeah, there's more to be had in a matchup like this. But okay, that's this game, 2 rather short matches. So it's a 2-0 for the gnome. Congratulations, you will you will meet Conor Brett in the final round and have still a chance to advance. Vrakuzz, sadly enough, got eliminated now after 2 defeats. Hopefully he learned a thing or 2 to improve his game, and maybe try again in the next tournament, whenever this may be. Alright guys, with this said, as the usual guys, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye!